Hi Lego fans, we've got another set build and review for you today. This time we've got our first review of the Lego Speed Champions series, and this is set number 75878, the legendary Bugatti Chiron with 181 pieces. Now I'm super excited about this. I would much rather have the real thing, but at a $3 million price tag, I can't afford one. So we're going to have to put up with this Speed Champions set, and this looks pretty cool at 181 pieces. This comes in at $14.99, which is a lot cheaper than the $3 million the real thing costs. We could buy a lot of these for the price of a Bugatti Chiron, let me tell you. It looks like a really cool build. It does look like the car, perhaps not quite as rounded, which is obviously difficult to do with the Lego elements. We do get a minifig in there with his helmet on to drive the car, and this looks very cool. Let's flip the box over and take a look at how it looks on the back. So no other secrets really on the back of the box. We just get some nice shots of this really cool build. Like the way they've put the exhaust together here. I can't really tell whether that's a stickered piece or if that's an element, but we'll find out soon enough. You also get a tempting image here of the real thing, the $3 million Bugatti Chiron. And thanks Lego for throwing in some traffic cones. I'm sure they'll come in very useful. So let's get this thing open, see what's inside. So let's break this thing open and see what we've got inside. No knife or tape on this box, just a nice little punchy tab, and this is where I always wreck the boxes. Hang on, let me use the thumb like it recommends. There we go. Awesome, very cool. That's interesting. I've not seen one of those pieces before. This is very much similar to a piece you used to get in classic 80s Lego Space. So that's interesting. Presumably going to be the base to the chassis. And we also get another 1, 2, 3 bags. And these are interesting as well. We've got these little round discs here. They almost look like kind of wheel hubs, but I'm sure these will be used elsewhere in the build. They may be part of the engine, not sure. I guess we'll find out. And then of course, we need a build manual to tell us how to put it together. And this is just a regular build manual. But there's quite a lot of pieces in here for a relatively small set. We're weighing in at 181 pieces, so it's going to be a fairly complicated build. And then of course we get the obligatory sticker sheet, and there are a lot of stickers in here, and unfortunately the tailpipes are stickers. So yeah, would really like some printed pieces Lego, but I guess at the $14.99 price tag we're hoping for a little bit more, a little bit too much there. Maybe if this was a Lego Ideas set or something a little bit more special, Lego would put together some printed pieces for us. So we're going to go ahead, get this built, and then review the Chiron. This is going to take us just 30 seconds. So here's the completed Bugatti Chiron, and this was a nice little build to put together, and I've got to say at the $14.99 price tag it was probably a lot better value than the $3 million car itself. It is quite a nice piece. I'm slightly disappointed about the stickers on here. We'll take a look at those in a moment, and I've got to say the traffic cones do feel like filler, but there's a nice detail here with the minifig which I'll show you. Let's take a look at all of these elements in a little bit of detail. Here's our little mechanic slash race driver, and he's pretty cool. He's a very generic minifig, but he comes with some nice printing. I don't know if you can see on camera, but if we try and get in close enough, he actually has the Bugatti symbol printed on his torso. And if we flip him over, we can see he's from the Bugatti mechanical team, which is very cool. I mean, that's got to be a unique minifigure for this particular set, and I doubt we'll see him elsewhere. So that's very nice. I do like this printed torso here. He doesn't come with a lot of accessories. He's got a standard helmet there. no expression on the back of his head, so if you don't like that face, you're stuck with it. And he also comes with a useful wrench, which I can't imagine you would use a generic wrench like this on the likes of a mechanical masterpiece like a Bugatti. But hey, he's nice, and we'll also try him behind the wheel of the car to make sure that he fits. Here's the front of the Veyron with the very recognisable grille there, and it looks every bit the part. The only slightly disappointing thing, as I mentioned before, is all of these details on the front are all stickered pieces, and we would really like to get the printed pieces for these. It's also not quite as rounded as the Bugatti Chiron, but you know, we've got to do what we can with Lego elements. Looking at the top of the car, we've got this really nice piece here, and slightly unusual because it's printed on the top, and then they gave us stickers for the side. And yeah, I really don't imagine what you were thinking, Lego. You know, why didn't you just give us a fully printed piece, or not even bother with the stickers on the side? So, you know, if we look at the wheels, these are pretty interesting. Got some nice rims going on there, some very nice detailed moulding. And what we can do with these is we can pop the tyre off, and if we use the mechanic's wrench, we can actually push out the rim part there. So we can have a slightly different style of wheel. And Lego actually provided us with another set of these, but they all seem to be the same as the ones that were supplied with the car. So I don't know whether that was just spares, or whether they intended them to be a spare set, or what, you know, but it was somewhat unusual. They were all the same thing. I thought they might have given us some additional wheels that we could customize here. Turning around to the back of the car, we've got the Chiron logo and the very impressive double exhaust there, which looks very nice. And again, I would love these to be printed pieces instead of stickers, but I've got to keep in mind that this is a $14.99 set. It's not one of the high-end builder sets. And what I really like here is that Lego have added some detailing from the original car, and they've actually used a rubber band to give this kind of red line here. And unlike rubber bands that we used to get in the Lego sets of many years ago, this one feels like silicone, so it should have a much better shelf life. It shouldn't perish like a rubber band would. And then, you know, not a lot we can see here. We got a kind of semblance of what the engine might look like, but this is a tiny build. It's not going to have the full engine build in there. We can see inside the cockpit here, there's no instrument panel, just a little steering wheel there for the minifig. And I think we should take a look at this just to make sure the minifig fits within the car. And yes, he does. He fits inside the car most perfectly. So it's a brilliant minifigure scale vehicle. The doors don't open, but you can lift off that top and pop him in there. And he looks absolutely perfect in there. Looks very comfortable for his drive in his supercar. Little interesting fact for you. For the price of one Bugatti Chiron, you could go out and buy yourself 6 Lamborghini Aventadors. That would be a nice problem to have, wouldn't it? Or you could also fill your garage with 100 Ford Mustangs. This thing is uber powerful. I think it's the fastest available road car at this time. It comes with an 8-litre 16-cylinder engine and 4 turbochargers that can generate 1500 horsepower or 1,180 foot-pounds of torque. I mean, that's just phenomenal. Your eyeballs will get squashed into the back of your head if you unleashed all of that power at once. With a 7-speed double-clutch automatic transmission, this thing will get you to 261 miles an hour. I don't think you can do that in most states or most countries. There's very few places you can go and drive at 261 miles an hour other than on a racetrack. And even those, there's probably few and far between. So really, really cool car. Really impressed with this. For a small scale build, I think they've done a great job of bringing the spectacle of the Bugatti Chiron into Lego form. So if you've got a spare $3 million lying around, would I recommend you go out and buy a Bugatti Chiron? Well, you know, you'd probably need a lot more money in the bank to justify buying something of that nature. If you've got a spare $15 lying around, would I recommend you go out and buy this set? Yes, I would. If you're a petrol head and you like cars and you like cool things, this is a great little set. If I compare it to maybe spending $20 on one of the Guardians of the Galaxy sets, it's probably not as good value for money. but it's really cool, and I suspect this will appeal to adult fans of Lego probably a little bit more than younger fans of Lego. But I like it. I like the way they put this together, and it's very cool to have a Lego Bugatti. So I want to thank you for watching this video today. If you enjoyed this Speed Champions speed build, please hit the like button down below. That really helps us. And we've also got a ton more videos online. We're reviewing sets all of the time. Please hit the subscribe button and notifications, and you're going to see at least 3 videos from us a week. I want to thank you for joining us today, and we'll see you next time.